GPHG parce que c'est... Ouais, il y a... Ouais. Avant parce que
Bonsoir à tous. Merci de vous asseoir au plus vite. J'étais en train de parler avec un enfant qui est là, qui a court de main, et qui m'a dit
Please be seated.
jusqu'à l'aiguille d'or à cause des gens méchants qui sont encore debout.
I'm just talking to a child who's with us, and she's just said she will never be able to buy an aiguille d'or because of all the people who are standing up. So, setzen Sie sich, please be seated in German, which is my third language. If you're not seated now, you'll be late. As President Bush said, President Bush is back with a revenge, with a vengeance. If you don't have a seat, sit on the knees of someone who does have a seat. The people are single next to one another, if preferably. All we have is X's in the theatre this evening. We're going to kick off in a moment. Have they organized a drink afterwards? Things are going to get really hot after 8 p.m. As sad as an evening with hot champagne. Don't
Bonsoir, la legendary house of the Owens.
Good evening, everybody.
Merci les filles,
Good evening,
bravo.
everybody.
À tout de suite, les tenues sont de moi et l'élégance de vous, vous êtes magnifiques.
You're
Bonsoir.
very elegant, thank you,
à la
Holgur.
23e, je sais pas si c'est masculin ou féminin, c'est trop tard.
I wish you a warm welcome to the 23rd Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie de Genève, the 23rd one already.
La première, je me rappelle, c'était la guerre. On était 45, 46, on mangeait ce qu'on trouvait, un radis.
I was born before the war in 1945, 1946. We ate what we could find, a radish or something, and I decided to do the GPHG. The watches were still made of flint at the time. They didn't even tell the time in those days. And the prize came a long time afterwards. After today's watches, there were 3 or 4 of us. There are a few survivors. Jean-Claude Biver, just a few of us. How old were we, Jean-Claude? 12 or 13. We were so hungry in those days. Good evening, Jean-Claude. And with a few pioneers like that, few pioneers like that. Between 1946 and 1976, we worked very hard, we were exhausted, and then we created the event that we have today. Because with all the inventions, all the modernity that we have, the prizes are awarded even before the watch is made. So AI is at work in your workshops. So we cannot change human stupidity, but artificial intelligence is there. I just wanted to open on that bright note. To open this ceremony, I would call on the president himself. We need a president. You have to hierarchize things, otherwise you get lost. Oh, above the president there's his family, and above them there's only God. So here is our president, Raymond Loreton, with his new glasses.
Edouard, mon catwalk fait contraste, non?
Non, non, non.
Introduction.
Edouard, thank you for your introduction.
Madame la conseillère d'État et ministre de
Madam
l'économie du canton de Genève,
Councillor, Minister
Monsieur
of the
le
Economy of the
conseiller
Canton of
administratif de
Geneva,
la ville
Mr.
de Genève, mesdames et messieurs les
Mayor
représentants
of
des
Geneva,
marques horlogères,
ladies and gentlemen, the representatives of the
un petit
watch
clin d'œil et un
brands,
salut spécial à
I would like
Madame
to
Karin Bachmann, qui est la
make a wink to
directrice
Karin
de l'Office
Batman,
de
who
la
is the
Culture,
director
la première
of
fois
the
parmi
Swiss
nous,
Federal
pour
Office of
notre
Culture.
reconnaissance
It's the first time
comme le 12e
she's
art
been with us.
en bonne
That
voie.
means that we are
Et
well
puis
on
aussi un
track to
autre
being
clin
recognized as the
d'œil
12th
au
art.
directeur du théâtre
Another
du
hello
Léman,
to the
Monsieur
director
Claude
of the
Pro, qui nous
Théâtre du
accueille
Léman,
fidèlement
Mr.
chaque
Claude
année,
Pro,
aujourd'hui en cadre
who
pour que cette soirée soit
hosts
réussie.
us every
Merci à vous deux
evening
d'être
very
parmi nous.
loyally and helps us to make a success of this evening's event.
Mesdames et messieurs les membres du jury,
Ladies and
et de
gentlemen, the
l'Académie
members
du
of the
Grand
jury
Prix, chers
and the
partenaires,
members of the Grand Prix
dear
Academy, dear
friends
partners,
of watchmaking from all over the world and internet followers, bienvenue à toutes et tous. À cette
welcome
cérémonie
everybody
qui, chaque année,
to this ceremony,
la
which
famille
each year
horlogère.
brings
Nous le
together
savons
the
tous,
watchmaking family.
l'horlogerie
We all know that
la simple mesure du temps.
watchmaking transcends
Comme il a été souligné tout à
time
l'heure par
measurement.
Edouard, qui
It's
illustre notre
a
quête incessante d'excellence,
an art which is thousands of years old. It illustrates our constant quest, our ambition to push back the
tout en
borders
chérissant
of technology
le talent,
constantly,
parfois
while
même
cherishing
le
talent
génie,
and
qu'on a
sometimes
mentionné
also
tout à l'heure, de nos
genius,
artisans. Et chaque
the genius
quart de
of
temps
our craftsmen
est
and
le
women.
narrateur
And each
d'un
timepiece is the
héritage de tradition,
tells
en
a
même temps
story and history of tradition and of
Ce soir,
avant-gardism.
nous célébrons à nouveau
This evening, we are celebrating once
ces
again
épopées d'exactitude et
these
d'ingéniosité
epic devices of ingenuity and accuracy, and
nominée.
each and every
Chaque personne a enrichi cette grande
person present here
histoire
today
par
has
son
enriched this
engagement
great
et
history
son
with their
expertise
commitment
inégalée.
and their
Donc, à vous
unparalleled
toutes et tous,
expertise.
J'aimerais vous adresser mon admiration
So above all, I would like to express to you my
félicitations pour votre
admiration
contribution
and my
exceptionnelle
congratulations
février notre
on your
industrie sur la
exceptional
scène
effort which
Certes, ce soir, nous
enables
allons
our industry
acclamer
to shine
les
on the world
gagnants
stage. Of course, we're
et
going to
fêter
acclaim the
avec-
winners
avec
this
eux, on
evening
se réjouit.
and
Mais demain, gagnant au-dessus,
to celebrate their victory.
indépendamment de l'intelligence
But of course, there will
artificielle,
be some
je sais que vous
people who have
reprendrez
not
tous, la
won,
route
but
de
I'm sure
l'atelier
that whatever happens
avec
this
une
evening,
volonté
you will all
renouvelée de vous
go back on the
surpasser,
road to your workshops
d'accueillir de
with a
nouvelles
renewed
technologies
determination
et
to acquire
d'adopter
new
de nouvelles
technology
visions esthétiques
and to
en
adopt
restant
new aesthetic
inébranlables
visions while
dans votre
remaining
dévotion
unshakable
à l'art
in
qui
your
fait vibrer
devotion to
le
the
cœur
art,
de nos montres,
which makes the
le vôtre
heart
et
of our
le nôtre.
watches
Et mesdames et
and
messieurs,
our own
ici
hearts
présents,
vibrate.
c'est votre passion et surtout votre
Ladies and
passion
gentlemen, it's above all
qui est
the genuine pillar of our
Chers amis,
industry.
le Grand Prix d'horlogerie de Genève
Dear friends, the
n'est pas qu'une vitrine
Geneva
de
Grand
l'excellence
Prix de
et
l'horlogerie is not just a
l'inventivité
showcase of the
horlogère,
excellence and inventiveness of watchmaking, which enhance the value of each and every person's efforts. It's also a tool for promoting the whole of the watchmaking industry worldwide and for all the men and women who drive it. It aspires to be a model of sustainability, building a bridge between the preservation of our heritage and bold innovation. But above all, and it's one of my objectives, it also sets out to be a vector of education and to help people discover the crafts and professions that are related to timepieces. And our academy now has a college of young people aged between 16 and 25 years and who are indisputably our best ambassadors to the young generation. Our academy, with genuine legitimacy, it is really a federating force which enhances the value of the traditions of craftsmanship and quality of the Genevan watchmaking tradition and of the watchmaking tradition in the whole world. In conclusion, I would like to express all my gratitude, first of all, to all the members of the jury who are sitting here, and whom I met on Monday, to ask them to swear an oath. We have had a brilliant jury this year, and I would like to thank our president, Nick Fuchs, who is also just as brilliant, and I would also like to thank our 860 members of the Academy. I would like to also thank our public and private partners, in particular our main partner, FHG Swiss and Alps, and also our whole Grand Prix team centered on Karin Meyer, who work all year round enthusiastically to ensure the sustainability of the Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie de Genève. And before handing over the floor to Mr. Guy Parmelin, our Ministry of Economic Affairs of the Swiss Confederation, I would like to formally declare open this, the 23rd ceremony of the Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie de Genève. Thank you.
Monsieur le Président du Conseil de Fondation, chers lauréats et invités,
President
mesdames et
of
messieurs,
the board,
tout ce
dear
que nous ayons à
friends,
décider aurait
ladies and
écrit
gentlemen,
Tolkien, c'est de bien mettre à profit le
as
temps qui nous
Tolkien
est alloué.
wrote,
Partant de ce constat,
all we have to do
il
is
nous
to
est
take advantage of the
malheureusement
time
compté,
which is allotted to
l'importance
us.
de la montre et par
Time is
extension
always
celle de tout objet
limited,
permettant de mesurer l'écoulement du temps n'a plus besoin d'aucune démonstration.
and
Pourtant,
we no longer
en tant
need
que
to
Conseil
demonstrate
fédéral,
the
je n'ai
effectiveness
pratiquement
of
jamais
timepieces,
besoin
but
de regarder l'heure.
as a
Le gardien du
federal
temps
councillor,
est mon
I never
huissier.
need to
Il
look
règle
at
pour moi
my
à la
watch,
minute près mes déplacements et mes visites.
because I have
En tant qu'ancien
a
agriculteur,
timekeeper which
je n'avais pas non plus vraiment
times
besoin de regarder
my
l'heure.
visits.
Un paysan a
When I was a
davantage
farmer,
besoin
I never
d'un
needed to look at my
baromètre
watch.
que d'une montre. Il vit principalement
A
avec les saisons
farmer
pour
needs a
l'organisation de
barometer
ses
more than a
cultures,
watch,
et il élève son bétail
because
selon
obviously the
l'alternance
seasons
des jours et des
dictate
nuits.
his
L'horloge,
work.
en revanche, occupe une place de choix dans
The
mon activité de
clock,
ministre
however,
du Travail,
is of
puisque notre
extreme
loi
importance
fédérale
in
sur le
my
travail fait figurer
job as Minister
63
of
fois
Labour,
le mot heure sur un total de 74
because in our labour
La
code,
jauge de base du travail,
the
c'est en effet
word
le temps
time
qui passe.
is
D'ailleurs,
mentioned 600
même devant la
times or
salle des
more.
séances du Conseil fédéral trône
In
une
the
horloge
sessions of the Federal
parfaitement
Council,
au
we
centre
have
de la
a
pièce
clock
et
which
bien
is
en
right in
vue,
the center of the
comme un
room,
clocher de village.
well in view,
Enfin,
like a
l'activité du ministre de
bell
l'économie
tower in a
est
village.
aussi focalisée, sinon sur
The work
l'industrie
of the
horlogère
Ministry of the
proprement
Economy
dite, du moins
is
sur
focused
la
not
présence
just
de
on
la
the
Suisse
watchmaking
sur les
industry,
marchés
but also on the
mondiaux, et
presence
par
of
conséquent
Switzerland
sur
in
nos
world
exportations.
markets, and
C'est une longue
consequently
histoire
on
que
our
l'industrie
exports.
horlogère a écrite à cet égard.
The watchmaking industry has
L'horlogerie
written a long story in
mécanique a
this
vu le jour à
regard.
la fin du XIIIe siècle
Mechanical
déjà, et
watchmaking
l'horlogerie dite
started
exacte
back in
à
the
partir de
13th century,
1650.
and
En
precise
Suisse, le
timepieces
garde-temps
started
portatif
in
affiche donc près de
1650.
au cadran, une durée
So
jalonnée
we can
de
look
talent,
back on
d'innovation et
4
de succès.
centuries of dials
Je suis
dotted
très
with
heureux,
talent
croyez-moi,
and
de
success.
voyager à
I'm
l'étranger
very
en
pleased to
étant
be able to
précédé de la
travel
réputation
abroad
suisse en matière de
while being
savoir-faire
preceded by
horloger.
Switzerland's
C'est comme un
reputation
tapis rouge pour
in
celui
the
qui
area
est
of
chargé de
watchmaking
promouvoir les vertus du
craftsmanship.
Made in
It's
Switzerland.
like a red carpet which is rolled out in front of me.
Un entrepreneur américain
Jim
du siècle
Horn,
dernier déclarait
an American entrepreneur from the last century, said, and I quote, "Time is more important than money because you can always earn more money, but it's impossible to gain more time." End of quotation. It's a message which is conveyed to each and every one of us. Namely, we all have to make the best possible use of time, which passes so quickly. Political leaders are the first to be affected by this challenge. Like my predecessors, I make the most of the time which is allotted to me to make sure that our economy can rely on favorable and modern framework conditions. The history of industry teaches us that this is a fundamental approach if we want to continue to exist in an unstable world and amid a highly competitive and innovative and inexpensive world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not yet time to rest. I would like to thank all of you, industrialists, creators, and watchmakers, for your service to this industry, which contributes a great deal to our reputation abroad on the American and Asian continents, and which symbolizes so well Swiss genius. I would like to thank you for your success, and I wish you every success and a good evening. Thank you. Thank you, Guy Parmelin. Well, I'm thanking him, but he's not with us. It was recorded, as you will have realized. I wanted to be honest with you. Raymond was present with us, but Guy Parmelin recorded his message. Often the video is a bit like the page that you skip in a magazine. Well, I don't really like this ironical atmosphere. I hope you're going to change your tone. No, 84 watches have traveled all over the world. Now, some people may wonder how these watches travel. Well, I can reassure you the watches do travel in the hold of the planes, but the people who accompany them don't travel in the hold, and they don't travel in economy class either. Well, of course, people often ask where the money goes in these ceremonies, and, well, we're going to be talking about that again, probably. Well, I've been told, no, we're not. In my phone.
New York.
Que j'ai pas osé les apporter. Merci. Voilà où sont tous ces gens qui disent à leur famille, nous sommes en voyage d'affaires. Bon.
Well, that's all the people who told you that they were away on a business trip. We're going to kick off with the sports watch. The Mayor of Geneva, Alfonso Gomez, is going to present it himself in person, who promised to be with us this evening. Welcome, Mr. Gomez, accompanied by his Master of Ceremonies.
Chopard, Alpine Eagle Cadence 8 HF, Doxa, Doxa Army, Grönefeld, 1969 Delta Works. IWC Schaffhausen, ingénieur automatique 40. TAG Heuer, Monza Flyback Chronometer. Tudor, Pelagos 39.
Vous aurez bien compris que c'était les montres choisies.
You've probably understood that these were the nominated watches. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. So those were the nominated watches. You made a galactic mistake, says the mayor, Mr. Gomez. Of course, I'm delighted to be with you this evening and to represent the city of Geneva. It's a genuine honor for us to host this event. It's really a highlight in our calendar, and it's also a highlight in the international watch calendar of events. You're going to see some of the fabulous timepieces which have been selected. As the President said a moment ago, it showcases the know-how of our industry. It also showcases the industry's creativeness and innovativeness and the excellence of this industry that we cherish so much, especially as Geneva tends to be the cradle, claims to be the cradle of the watchmaking industry in Switzerland. And as city councillor in charge of finance, that's a considerable asset. But what's more important than the financial aspect is the reputation that it helps to create for Geneva worldwide. So I would like to thank you, the members of the foundation, and also the watchmaking maison, whom you will be seeing this evening, for their feats of technology. So let us now move on to the prize itself. Thank you very much for your introduction. You're firm, but tender as well. Oh, there's one thing you forgot. That's to open the envelope, says Edouard. The prize for the Sports Watch 2023 is awarded to Tudor for the Pelagos 39. We're going to call on Juan Ciola, the head of communications at Tudor, who is going to join us on the stage. The 30 members of the Academy's jury elected the Tudor Pegasus in grade 2 titanium, which attracted their attention with the luminosity of its displays. The result is a true diving watch with a manufacture and a chronometry certificate, a watch born in 1969 and still in fashion. Well, we're also doing quite well here. Thank you very much indeed, everybody. Good evening, dear members of the jury, dear presidents, watch enthusiasts, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for this prize, which represents a great deal for us. It's a great honor for me to be here this evening on behalf of the brand Tudor. Our Master of Ceremonies has mentioned history. Do I have time to make a short speech? I'll be brief. Going back in time, the Pelagos line was originated in 2012 with a mandate that our designers were given to combine several decades of history centered on a diving watch, while including as much modernity and technicity as well. In 2012, this Pelagos line, the name is Greek. We had different colors from black to blue, left-handed watches, and with fixed bracelets for more robustness, and more recently in a 39mm version, in order to lend more versatility to this line, to make it finer and lighter, and to make it suitable for a larger number of wrists. By awarding this 39 version of the Pelagos this evening, you are highlighting not only the work that's been done on this product, the Pelagas line for nearly 12 years now. You have also highlighted the vision and philosophy of the Tudor brand, which it has been integrating in its DNA for a number of years now. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, members of the jury. Thank you for highlighting the Tudor brand as you have done. Without awards such as this, we would not be where we stand. I wish you an excellent evening. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and your Master of Ceremonies. Well, we're already moving on to the second prize of the evening. It's the Challenge Prize. It's a watch, the selling price of which is below 2,000 Swiss francs. Do watches at that price still exist? These are the nominations.
GMT1. Nomos Glashütte, Club Campus 38. Raymond Weil, millésime automatique, petite seconde. Seiko, 1968, Divers Modern GMT. Studio Underdog Watermelon, Timeless Swiss Watch, HMS 003.
Voilà, pour remettre ce prix, voici Stéphane Kudoké et Anders Modig.
To award this prize, I would call on Stéphane Kudoké and Anders Modig to come down onto the stage, please.
Membres du jury, il n'y a que des membres du jury qui remettent.
Guten Abend.
Good evening.
Bonsoir.
And it has been such a great honor to be part of the jury, to experience these fantastic timepieces, the emotions, the creativity, the mechanical ingenuity, and also debating it heavily with the almost 30 people in the jury has been a great experience. And there is one thing I would like to say before I'm telling you who's won this category, and that's I've been writing about watches now for 18 years, and I must say the diversity that we've seen over these last few days, the watch industry has never been stronger. And your excellencies, distinguished guests, dignitaries, mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen,
Meine Damen und Herren,
the winner of Le Prix Challenge 2023 is Raymond Weil.
C'est Monsieur Elie Bernheim, le CEO de Raymond Weil, qui vient prendre le prix. Bravo, Monsieur.
It's Mr. Elie Bernheim, the CEO of Raymond Weil, who will join us. The captivating display of this extremely structured dial convinced the jury. The entire watch case with its glass box is reminiscent of a compass or a navigation instrument. Structured graphism and precision details at a very affordable price.
Bonsoir à tous.
Good evening, everybody.
Je ne vous cacherai pas être rempli d'émotions et de fierté.
I cannot hide the fact that I'm feeling very emotional
tous les membres du jury, les académiciens,
proud. I would like to thank all the members of the jury and members of the Academy for awarding us this magnificent prize.
Raymond Weil, fondateur de notre
I'm
marque
thinking
familiale,
of Raymond
indépendante et genevoise,
Weil,
il y a presque 50 ans.
my grandfather,
Et évidemment mon père,
founded our brand
qui m'a, j'ai envie de dire,
50 years ago. And of course, I'm also thinking of my father,
tout son
who
savoir-faire,
instilled all his know-how and watchmaking knowledge in me.
Ce prix
I
à mes équipes
can but dedicate this prize
à mes côtés au
to
quotidien,
my teams who
travaillent d'arrache-pied,
are constantly alongside me,
à nos
working flat
fournisseurs,
out every day,
historiques
and
pour la plupart
also
d'entre eux,
would like to
sans qui rien ne
dedicate
serait
it to our suppliers,
Merci infiniment.
most of whom are historic suppliers, without whom nothing would be possible. Thank you very much indeed.
Sofiane, vous les accompagnez,
Have a nice
ces
evening.
messieurs, merci.
Sofiane,
À la
please
presse,
accompany
voilà,
these
déjà le
gentlemen.
troisième prix, c'est vraiment comme un train
We've
dans la nuit,
already
ce soir.
got
C'est le
to
prix
the
de la
third
petite
prize,
aiguille,
which
c'est
is
tout le monde dont
the
le prix est compris entre
Prix de la
2 000 et 8
Petite
000 euros.
Aiguille.
Ça devient un hot dog. quoi,
This is a
vraiment.
prize,
Voici les montres nommées cette année.
the price of which is between 2,000 and 8,000 Swiss francs, almost the price of a hot dog, says Edouard.
Bulgarie, Octoroma automatique. Christopher Ward London, Bel Canto. Habring 2, Chrono Felix top second. Louis Erard, le régulateur. Masséna Lab, Magrath.
Pour remettre le prix, voici Romain Réa et Francisco Armand. Ah ben j'ai mordu sur la montre, n'importe où. Romain Réa, Francisco Armand. Où êtes-vous?
To award the prize, we have Romain Réa and Francisco Armand. They will award the prize.
Bonsoir à tous.
Good evening, everybody.
Muy buenas noches, damas y caballeros.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an immense honor for Francisco and myself to award the Prix de la Petite Aiguille, small hand prize, and congratulations to all the geniuses who are in front of us, without whom we would not be there this evening. Just an anecdote about time. It took us a whole day on the jury to vote. And of course, it takes not days, but weeks and years to devise and make a watch, but it can be judged very quickly. It's only thanks to you that we are here. The Prix de la Petite Aiguille. Is it the same in Spanish?
Prix de la Petite Aiguille 2023 décerné à Christophe Ward
Prix de la Petite Aiguille for 2023 goes to Christophe Ward, London, for the C1 bel canto. So it's Mike France, CEO and co-founder of Christophe Ward, who will accept this prize. The C1 bel canto is a passing chime watch that marks each hour by a very long gong. A rare attribute for a rather surprising watch in this category.
Thank you to the GPHG, the Academy, Nick Folks, and the jury for bestowing this great honour on our brand, Christophe Ward. The story of the bel canto is really a story of four young men. Frank Stelzer, our technical director, Adrian Buchman, Will Brackfield, our designers, and our product development manager, Jörg Bader Jr. They worked for 3 years, not only to bring a beautiful Sonore Passage to life, but also to fulfill the Christophe Ward mission, which is to make fine watches available to as many people as possible. I am so delighted that their brilliant work has been recognized in this way, and I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, merci, gracias, hombre. Ils vont, voilà, Sophia va s'occuper de vous. Voici le prix de la montre iconique. Il s'agit, j'ai demandé.
Now we have the prize for the iconic watch. It comes from an emblematic model. I asked a question and I learned something. It's a difficult moment, but that's how you learn. These are the watches that were nominated.
Offshore self-winding chronograph. Breitling Navitimer chronographe 41. Chopard Luc 1860. IWC Schaffhausen ingénieur automatique 40. Taguer Carrera chronographe. Ulysse Nardin Freak One.
Pour remettre le prix, voici Benjamin Clymer et Darren Schnipper.
We have Benjamin Clymer and Darren Schnipper who will award the prize.
It's a pleasure for me to be back here after a few years away, to be with my good friend Darren Schnipper, kind of an icon in the world of watch auctions. And you know, yeah, of course. And 10 years ago, my first time on the stage, I actually took out my phone and took a photo on a nascent app called Instagram back then. And I took a photo of the audience, and I posted it on Instagram. So tonight I thought I would do it again, a decade later. Yeah. And so we'll post this on the Hodinkee Instagram account, and please tag yourself, as you see yourself in the audience here.
Voilà, alors on allume, on fait quelque chose. Put some light. Si vous n'êtes pas censé être là, cachez votre visage.
Thank you guys so much. So tonight we are here to present the award for the iconic watch. Obviously a very important one tonight for 2023. So with that, I'll pass it over to Darren.
Wow. Let's see. I've always wanted to open one of these envelopes with my iconic friend.
Are you really friend? I know everybody's against.
Yeah.
That's like, a lot of people say, that's my friend, but I forget the name. But no, you're not.
It's true. It's true.
Let's see. The winner is le Prix de la Montre Iconique 2023 et descente à Ulysse Nardin.
The prize is awarded to Ulysse
For la
Nardin
Montre Freak One.
for the Freak One watch. We have the president of Ulysse Nardin, Patrick Prugnot, who will come to accept the prize. Direct descendant of the Freak of 2001, this model has the three emblematic characteristics: no dial, no hands, and no crown. The rotation of the movement with its orbital flying carousel indicates hours and minutes. Good evening, everyone, and bravo to the jury for this choice. It's a very bold one, bold selection, and it shows that we're all the more honored at Ulysse Nardin for having won the iconic watch. Well, I'm not going to actually explain the watch, but it is a watch that has actually is time-worn through decades, through its emotional dimensions, and it can continue to grow, I think. I think we can see this with the other watches that we were competing with this evening. And in the case of Ulysse Nardin and the Freak, well, that's precisely what we have. Ulysse Nardin is an extraordinary brand. It's a brand that has a very rich heritage. It has a fantastic history, but it makes very contemporary watches. It's one of the very rare brands that can do this. And the Freak incarnates freedom, independence, and this technical side of Ulysse Nardin, which also goes back to the time of Rolf Schneider, my predecessor, and all of the engineers and watchmakers who work at Ulysse Nardin. A few years ago, we said that this spirit is everywhere. It's in the walls. We do this in a discreet way. We're not masters of marketing, but we know how to make watches. That's what I like to say. And we know how to make innovative watches. The Freak is a UFO. We invented a way that we can read time, how to build a watch, how to assemble a watch, and using materials such as silicon. And then we had the watch evolve even more. One of our objectives, one of our goals at Ulysse Nardin is you take a watch, and it's a watch. It's whether it's high watchmaking or a watch for 10,000 francs. This is something that's very important for us. This passion, this permanent quest, which means that we have reached the 13th iteration of the Freak since 2001. Means that there are all sorts of different variants, and we have limited series of watches that were produced, and that's a good thing. I think this passion keeps moving forward. The Freak one that you saw, I think, is really the pinnacle of this work that we've done. And we're going to surprise you in the years to come with the Freak collection. And the Freak, as we have already, I think, said, embodies a passion and human work. A number of people worked a long time ago and continue to do so on this watch. And one person that we should celebrate today, a very important person, one of the master watchmakers over the course of the last 3 decades, very discreet, but the aficionados know, Ludwig Oschlin, and he is sitting right here with us. Could you please rise? Could you please stand up and be recognized? There you go. Bravo.
We came down from the mountains as a group.
So Ludwig's, I don't want to speak for him. For those who have the privilege of being able to talk to him from time to time, it's very simple, sort of like Steve Jobs, it's from going from one Silicon Valley to another one, but it's this, it's simplicity in complexity. We try to simplify something that is extremely complex. And to conclude, let me also thank, of course, our teams, Jean-Christophe Sabatier and his team. The watch that you saw there, it took 5 years to develop this watch, more than 5 years. And Jean-Christophe, 18 months before it was launched, he redid the watch, rebuilt it completely so that we can have 1 millimeter of gain, and that's 18 months of work. And I think that shows you the sort of state of mind that we can that we have in watchmaking, and especially in Ulysse Nardin. I'd like to thank the collectors who have trusted us, have confidence in us. Every collector has a freak, and since many of them come, we're trying to make sure that they're all quite satisfied by this. Thank you very much. Very good. Now, things are complicated because we're on the chronograph watch now. Well, what happened was, I was told that if the speech was too long for the preceding one, we're going to lower the price of the watch. That's not the case. I fought to have this prize exist. So we're going to show you which ones were selected.
Offshore self-winding flying tourbillon chronographe, de Béthune DB8, Grand Seiko Tantographe, Petermann Beda chronographe rattrapante, Singer 1969 chrono, Tag Heuer Carrera chronographe skipper.
Pour remettre le prix, voici Xavier Ditelin et Yonskio.
We have Xavier Dita and Yonskio for the to award the prize. They've been together for 20 years.
Bonsoir à toutes et à tous.
Good evening to one and all. Here with my friend Jan from Romania. I hope you have all recognized him. We're honored to be among you to award the prize for the chronograph watch.
Et le prix de la montre chronographe 2023 est décerné.
And the prize goes to Petermann Beda for the split-second chronograph. Gail Petermann and Florian Beda, founders of Petermann Beda, who are going to come on the stage. The second chapter of this Gail Petermann and Florian Beda duo is a monument of fine mechanics in a case made of platinum. There's a chronograph with a column wheel, and they have added a split-second function, which is something quite rare, and a complication which is used in exception watches. Good evening, everyone. We'd like to thank the jury and the Academy for your support and for this award, which is an honor for us for this complication. We also wanted to thank a few people who have supported us during the project and even before, some people who actually inspired us as well. Mr. Quentin, first of all, was our professor in the watchmaking school. He told us he's been there, I think, for 14 to 15 years, and he has been telling us extraordinary stories that were very encouraging and inspiring, so thank you very much for that. Our thanks also to Dominique Renaud, who is always with us, with the young independents. He's incredibly enthusiastic, everything he's experienced. He always has a smile. And thank you, Dominique, for being with us. We also wanted to thank Marcus Baumer, who designed this watch and was able to combine the two watchmakers, Gail and myself. He did an extraordinary amount of work, fantastic identity on the case. We're very satisfied with it, very happy with it. It took us a lot of time to design this. We're extremely Also, I'd like to thank, who did the whole engineering side and did incredible work. Many things would not have been possible without him. And I better stop here because I'm speaking a little bit too much, I think. Well, Florian and I are both fans of Tolkien. And if we were to identify with people, we would be Merry and Pippin, because in that adventure, in this adventure of the chronograph, we said, well, yes, it's very nice, but we didn't know where we were headed. We said, let's go, but without knowing where we were headed. But I think it's a good time, because it's a good thing, because we spent an enormous amount of time on the developing each component of the watch, talking about the design, and then we spent hundreds of hours on the decoration of each component, each element. And we're very thankful because we have clients who have been following us, but we're also very grateful because we know that it's not only thanks to our work, but thanks to all of the independents who have been here for dozens of years. Sorry, my voice is trembling a little bit. Who educated people, clients, journalists. There are many, many people who have been doing all of this, and it's thanks to all these people that we have won this award, and it's also thanks to the jury, of course. So my thanks to the jury. Thank you very much. Bravo, Sofiane. You've been doing this. Don't spend too much time here. So if we can humiliate someone, let's not hesitate. Let's do it. And moving now to a category which is perhaps of a lost world. It's the ladies' watch. We've been separated. We're forced to identify ourselves. But we'll be talking about this a little bit later. So. No, we won't. The prize for the ladies' watch.
Arnold & Son, Perpetual Moon. Beauregard, Lily Bouton. Hermès, Arceau, Petite Lune. Piaget, Hidden Treasure. Van Cleef & Arpels, Ludo's Secret Watch. XRBY, la montre d'art, Espressione Romantica.
Pardon, juste avant de lancer.
Could we see them once again?
Non, il y a un truc, je ne sais pas si c'est exprès.
Something. I don't know if it's
Il y en a 5 qui sont exceptionnels.
There are 5 that are absolutely incredible.
Il y en a une, c'est une blague. Enfin, je sais.
But one is not really.
Non, enfin, je veux pas. Enfin, je ne sais pas si c'est une provoque, mais il y en a 5.
Provoking somebody, perhaps. There are 5 where we are at the absolute pinnacle, and there's one that's a bit of a joke. I think I can make that 6th one. I can produce it myself. Very well. So we have Greenwalder and George Ponpol. Good evening. Good evening to everyone, but especially to women.
It's an honor to be here. I feel like we should be getting on to seeing what is in the card, because I am desperate to see who has won.
Oui.
Oh, yes.
Attends. Le prix de la montre femme 2023.
The prize for the women's watch is Piaget. Yes, we can see.
Réinterprétant le charme des montres manchettes
reinterpreting the charm of the manchette watches of the 60s, which have become one of the emblematic signatures of the Piaget house. This manchette in gold is worked, engraved by hand, showing a texture which is similar to the bark of a precious tree. This is an example of an extravaganza by Piaget. Well, I'm pleased that it's the 6th watch that Edouard was talking about that actually won the prize. My thanks to the jury for their excellent taste. My thanks to the Academy, but also to the designer Stéphanie, the technique Ludovic, Jérémy, and all of the watchmakers in Piaget who have created this marvelous timepiece. I'm particularly pleased that this is the Hidden Treasures. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, Hidden Treasures. I'm pleased that it has won because it shows the quintessence of, or the essence of Piaget. We have an ornamental dial, which was developed by Piaget for the first time. This bracelet is very flexible, beautiful work in gold, and this is, Piaget is captured, I think, in this watch extremely well, and I'm extremely pleased that it has won the prize this year. Next year, we will celebrate 150 years, and I wanted to dedicate this to Mr. Piaget. I think you can applaud for Mr. Piaget, because, thank you. He was a globetrotter of watchmaking all over the world, tireless person, one of the founders. He inspires us in everything that we do. Thank you, Mr. Piaget, and I thank the jury once again. Thank you very much, Mr. Tomajer.
Bravo, voilà. Ça va, un petit point mis parcours. On salue DJ Garance qui envoie toutes les musiques. Bravo.
DJ Garance is giving us the music. Thank you. Is everything okay? Now, I don't want to talk to you too much at this time.
Le prix de la complication pour femmes, pas de plaisanterie misogyne là-dessus. Voici les montres nommées.
The prize of the complication
Andersen,
for women.
Geneve,
No
Arctic
misogynistic pun is intended.
Chopard, Imperial Jumping Hour. Dior montre, Grand Soir automate étoile de Monsieur Dior. Gucci Timepieces, G Timeless Planetarium. IWC Schaffhausen, Portofino Perpetual Calendar. Louis Vuitton, Tambour Fiery Heart Automata.
Pour remettre le prix, voici Naoya Hida et Christian Hagen.
To award the
God aften alle sammen. Very international jury, actually.
Christian, I have a question. Why we choose a presenter of a ladies' complication?
Well, we just had a discussion. Well, that was after I had a scotch in the back. Yes, they have whiskey in the back. It's a bit weird, the category talking about ladies' complications, because mechanical complications are complications.
Yes.
Nevertheless, we have a winner of the Ladies' Complication Watch Prize this year. And it's been a pleasure to be part of the jury. And would the winner from Dior come to the stage?
C'est Madame Lan Cittadini, qui est directrice horloge et joaillerie de la maison Dior, qui vient prendre le prix. Bravo, Madame.
We will call on Lan Cittadini, the Jewelry and Timepieces Global Director of Dior, who will accept the prize, the award. In April 1946, Christian Dior, a merchant in the streets of Paris, found a star on the floor that was to inspire him to create his own maison. Like a little theatre on different levels, the timepiece tells us the story of this nocturnal walk. By activating the automatic device by means of a push crown, the stars dance amid the clouds.
Bonsoir à toutes, bonsoir à tous, bonsoir à tous. Je suis ravie
Good evening,
d'être là,
everybody. I'm delighted to be with you this evening
dans le cadre de la remise de ce prix,
to receive this award, which I'm receiving on behalf of the Maison Dior and also on behalf of the teams. I would like to thank very much indeed the teams which is dedicated to you, Mathieu, Marc, Fabio, and all their colleagues. This prize is for you, this award is for you, and also for all the partners and suppliers with whom we work every single day, in particular on this project, but also on all the other Dior watchmaking projects. I would also like to thank all the members of the jury and the members of the Academy as well, who this evening have acknowledged all the work done by Dior in watchmaking. Thank you for this fine recognition. Thank you for your trust in us. Now, what I would like to say is that this watch, the Grand Soir Automate Étoile de Monsieur Dior, is it's intended to tell a story. First of all, it's a story that resembles the Maison Dior, and which bears the heritage of a great man, Monsieur Christian Dior.
Les marques et l'essence de tout ce que nous créons dans la maison Dior, pas seulement en horlogerie, mais dans les autres.
Bears the stamp of everything that we create at Dior. We think of him when thinking of all the other products that we design, not just watches.
Et la recherche de la perfection, la recherche de
l'excellence. I'd also like to mention the quest for excellence, the attention to detail, and the highlighting of know-how, be it in terms of movement or in terms of the craft, art crafts. Now, we also want to depict a dream of Christian Dior. His dream was to create a maison de haute couture. Now, legend has it that when he wanted to create his maison de couture in 1947, he was looking for a location. He was walking along Avenue Montaigne in Paris, and he came across a star, which we named subsequently as the star of Mr. Dior, and that's why we called it the Étoile de Monsieur Dior, and that's the historic address that became the historic address of Christian Dior, also the couture maison. It's still a dream for our teams that they are fulfilling. We want to continue to dream. We want to continue to make our customers dream about Dior products. Don't forget your prize. There's some whiskey at the back there waiting for you.
Merci beaucoup. Très bien.
Thank you very much indeed.
On va enchaîner solidarité avec le jury.
We're going to, out of solidarity with the jury, I'll just have a swig of whiskey. It's very important to know what's happening in people's hearts and minds. I'm going to sacrifice my health for the sake of this evening.
C'est 34, j'en fais plus. Voici maintenant le prix de la montre joaillerie. Voici les montres nommées cette année.
These are the watches nominated.
Serpenti Cleopatra, Chopard Pure Happiness, Damiani Margherita Watch, Gucci Timepieces, Timeless Planetarium with Colored Stones, Piaget, Swinging Sautoir, Van Cleef & Arpels, Ludo's Secret Mystery.
C'est beau parce que ces noms-là, Ludo, c'est des noms magiques, Ludo's Secret History. Donc, je traduis, hein, c'est l'histoire secrète de Ludo. Enfin, c'est pas exactement ça. C'est toujours intraduisible. C'est-à-dire que Ludo, que je ne connais pas personnellement, a un aspect lisse, comme tout le monde. Et puis derrière, il y a une face qui est plus secrète. Et je crois que c'est ce qui a intéressé l'horloger, c'est de plonger dans Ludo. Et ensuite, il a retraduit en anglais, ça donne cette secret. Quelle est l'histoire secrète de Ludo? En vous acquittant d'une somme modique en achetant cette montre, vous le saurez. Pour remettre le prix, voici le grand Marc Shaw qui vient sur scène. Ah, I'll show you in the elevator.
Thank you very much, the GPHG, for including me in this. You know, this is a very important award. I feel very honored, and I tried my best to make the least stupid choices possible. I always tell my friends, if you wear a good tie, you'll go places. The prize this evening for the jewelry watch is Bulgari's Serpenti Cleopatra.
C'est le légendaire Jean-Christophe Babin de Bulgarie qui vient chercher son prix. Où est-il, Jean-Christophe Babin?
So we would like to ask Jean-Christophe Babin, the CEO of Bulgaria, to join us on the stage to receive this prize. Serpenti Cleopatra is a colorful celebration of Bulgaria's inspiration for his long-time icon, the snake. The manchette, as a jewel, was often worn on wrists in ancient times, and in particular on the most famous of wrists, those of Cleopatra.
Buonasera.
Good evening,
everybody. And a great thanks, obviously, to the authorities, a great thanks to the jury, and a great thanks, obviously, to my very close colleagues. We have been mastering this extraordinary piece. I want to talk about Antoine, obviously, Fabrizio, Laura, Ini, and Philippe, and so many others. Cleopatra is a very important name in history, and especially in Roman history. She's not Roman, but as you know, she was the Queen of Egypt and the lover of a guy called Julius Caesar. And she came to Rome, and at Bulgaria, we didn't know yet how important it would be. She came to Rome with two things on her wrist, which immediately were noticed by the Roman goldsmiths. One was a golden serpentine bracelet, and another was a multi-gems-colored cuff bracelet. And those two immediately became, for the Roman high society, two legendary pieces of high jewelry. And still today, as you know, serpentine is one of the icons of Bulgaria, if not the icon. But Cleopatra, this cuff watch, is also directly coming from Rome, from the story of love between a queen of Egypt and the dictator of Italy, Julius Caesar. Cleopatra is really emblematic of what Bulgaria stands for, the mastering of high jewelry, but at the same time, and we've seen it those recent years with the Octo Saga, the mastering also of high watchmaking. And I'm very happy tonight because as CEO of Bulgaria, I'm obviously CEO of the two activities, and I'm very proud, whether it's for master jewelers and for master watchmakers, we contributed to create an extraordinary piece. It's not a timepiece, it's not a jewel, it's both. It's really a symphony of colors, a symphony of gems, a symphony of a time which is really so beautiful, so amazing, especially that it's virtually discrete as a watch, as you can read the time through a ruby light, which is very elegantly covering the diamond set dial. So if you want, you can see only a €1 million bracelet, but if it's too much, then you think that there is a watch inside. So thank you very much, and really thanks again for the jury. It was a bold choice, and this is exactly what Bulgaria stands for. We want to be bold, we want to innovate watchmaking, and we want really to build the durability of watches for eternity. Grazie mille, thank you. Good evening.
Bravo, merci. Sofiane vous emmène.
Sofiane will accompany you.
Maintenant les prix de la montre métier d'art.
Let's move on now to the next prize, the ninth prize, the Prix de la montre métier d'art. The artistic crafts watch means you need artistic crafts to make a watch like this. How do you calculate the time that you need to make an artistic craft watch? 50 years of work, of inspiration. Then in just a quarter of an hour, there is a flash of genius. So these are the watches nominated in this category.
Andersen, Geneve, Jumping Hours, Rising Sun. Louis Moinet, Savannah Tourbillon Tiger. Piaget, Altiplano Métier d'Art Undulata. Rudis Silva, Hymne d'Orient. Sarpaneva Watches, Neki. Van Cleef & Arpels, Lady Duo de Lions Watch.
Beaucoup d'animaux cette année pour remettre le prix.
We've got a lot of animals this year. To award the prize, I would call on Anita Pochet and Mo Copoletta to come onto the stage, please. Anita Pochet and Mo Copoletta.
Good evening. We are delighted to announce the winner of 2023 Artistic Crafts Métier d'Art. Shall we? And the winner of 2023 Métier d'Art category is once more Piaget with the Altipiano.
Benjamin Comard à nouveau. Benjamin Comard revient. Il a juste le temps de se changer.
So once again, Benjamin Comard, CEO of Piaget, is going to join us again. He just changed. Now he's going to have to change back again. Oh, two of you are coming down to the stage. They've got married in the meantime. Inspired by the force of nature, Piaget's Metaphoria collection varies this theme both in fine jewelry and in fine watchmaking. Among the key pieces of the collection is this undulata magnetic watch endowed with an off-center flying tourbillon that captivated the jury.
Présentez-nous, madame.
Voilà, je vais vous présenter Stéphanie Sivrier, c'est elle qui est vraiment responsable de la création chez nous.
This is Stéphanie Sivrier, who's in charge of creation in our maison, and she was really behind a lot of the work that was done to create this watch. Good evening.
Merci pour le prix.
Thank you very much indeed for the prize. It's a great honor for the Maison Piaget to receive this award. And of course, we always want to highlight the artistic crafts. I would also like to thank my superb team of designers and all the work which has been done on marquetry, which gave rise to this superb watch.
Anita Porchet qui travaille beaucoup avec nous, on peut les féliciter parce qu'elles font vivre l'horlogerie.
To thank all the members of our team
Bravo à vous, merci de faire vivre l'horlogerie.
For keeping watchmaking alive, not just Piaget, but also for the whole world, thanks to your artistic crafts. Thank you. Sofiane will accompany you.
Allez-y. Vous... Allez-y. Sofiane. Allez, emmenez-les à la... Sofiane. Pardon. Il y a souvent des petits soucis comme ça avec des gens qui n'ont pas été payés depuis 2 ans.
Well, he hasn't been paid for 2 years, that's why he's not doing his job.
Ne laissez la main, vous n'avez pas... Vous pétez un câble là.
Yeah.
Est-ce que quelqu'un... Hein? Pardon. Est-ce que quelqu'un... Sofiane, laissez cette main.
What are you doing, Sofiane?
Sofiane? Christophe.
La mécanique humaine de Sofiane Salal.
The human mechanical side of Sofiane, you have just witnessed. Thank you. We thank Sofiane. We now come to the complicated watches. Apparently, it's very different from life. First, the prize for the complication watch for men.
Tiny Purity Tourbillon Caméléon. Audemars Piguet, Royal Oak, concept split seconds chronographe. Bovet 1822, Récital 27. Parmigiani Fleurier, Tonda minute rattrapante. Piaget, Polo Perpetual Calendar ultra fine. Voutilainen, World Timer.
C'est Alfredo Paramico et Anish Bat qui viennent remettre le prix.
Alfredo Paramico and Anish Bat will be awarding the prize.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. What a pleasure to be here. I almost didn't make it because I lost my passport at the weekend, so thank you to the president of the jury, Mr. Nick Fox, for photocopying another one for me. As somewhat complicated men, and with my friend Mr. Alfredo Paramico, we would love to present the award for men's complication.
Bonsoir à tous.
Good evening, everyone.
Ça c'est pas du tout facile.
Not so easy to open this envelope.
Le prix de la complication
the prize
pour
for the men's complication for 2023 goes to Voutilainen. Kari Voutilainen himself is going to come forward to claim his prize.
Habitué des formes traditionnelles, Voutilainen
Usually known for traditional forms, Voutilainen surprised the jury with a new watch in the form of a pillow. It is magnificently guilloché, hand guilloché, and is and there is also a world timer function added to it. Good evening, everyone, and first of all, thank you very much to the jury for your confidence in us, and I'd like to thank specifically my team that was able to create this complication with a special aesthetics as well. I like the character of it. This watch, I think, has a lot of character. You might like it or not like it, but I like it. I love it. And I would also like to express my thanks to our clients who trust us, and this allows us to exist, but also to continue and move forward with confidence. So from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank you. And I'd like to thank my team, the workshop, and the staff. The work that you do is absolutely magnificent. Thank you. Good evening. And congratulations to my colleagues who share this passion with me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bravo. Okay, those who would like to have a warm meal soon have asked me to move along quickly. So we now have the calendar and astronomy watches. The nominated watches are the following.
Felipe Piccolic, Moon Phase 1. IWC Schaffhausen, Big Pilot's Watch, Perpetual Calendar, Top Gun. Masséna Lab, Chrono Félix Perpetual. Parmigiani Fleurier, Tonda Xiali Chinese Calendar. Piaget, Polo Perpetual Calendar Obsidian.
C'est Yasho Sabou qui vient remettre le prix.
Yasho Sabou will award the prize.
La musique est de moi.
Greetings from 1.4 billion
people of India. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Very honored to be here, part of the jury, and to announce the prize for the calendar and astronomy watch, and the prize BOVET 1822.
C'est notre ami Pascal Raffi.
Our friend Pascal Raffi.
Pascal Raffi, qui a déjà gagné ici, le président de BOVET 1822.
Already won. He's the president of BOVET 1822, and he's coming forward.
Qui calcule la durée exacte d'un tour complet de la Terre autour du
This
Soleil, soit
tourbillon
365 jours,
watch with a sidereal calendar, which calculates the exact time it takes for the Earth to go around the Sun. In other words, 365 days, 6 hours, 9 minutes, and 9.77 seconds. The watch is also able to show the instantaneous position of stars in the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
Je suis très, très touché.
I have to say that I'm very touched to be receiving this distinction. My thanks to the jury, and above all, my thanks to the craftsmen of the BOVET house. There are 87 of them, and they have a shared philosophy. This Asterium is a very special watch for us. The BOVET house is linked up with the concept of travel. 200 years ago, when BOVET left Fleurier to go to travel to London and then to China, he observed the charter of the planets and had many, many months. And in this Asterium watch, you have all of the beauty and the passion of the craftsmen of the House of BOVET. I'm extremely proud. I am extremely touched, and I thank the jury. I like to commend all of the other houses.
Merci beaucoup, messieurs, dames. Très bonne soirée.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening. The press is waiting for you over there. Please go ahead. We come now to the tourbillon prize. Now, I'm a neophyte. I did not actually know what a tourbillon was in a watch, and I was told this is a watch that has a tourbillon, and that really helped me a lot. I tried to imagine what this is. A tourbillon in life. I was thinking of people, Nick Fultz, the president, when he appears somewhere, he's a sort of a tourbillon himself. There's color, there's matter, there's everything swirling around. So we are going to see Neil Fultz, president. We'd like to know what you're wearing. President Nick Fultz, please come forward.
Can you tell us tonight what you're wearing?
Well, tonight I dressed like an undertaker or a bank manager. I was told I looked very corporate.
You've been to a bank since a long time, no?
Nor the undertakers, thank goodness, yet.
Okay, so what is this costume?
This costume is an old cloth. This was made by Hackett, I think. This is Charvet, our friend Anne-Marie Colbin.
Did you buy it? Is it offered?
This I think was offered, I hope. I hope it was offered, because they're quite expensive to purchase, as we both know.
So it suits you very well. Is this the first time you wear it?
No.
What was the last time, darling?
I think for funeral, probably.
Funeral. OK. Mariage et enterrement, Nick, ces bretelles sont assorties à votre pochette tout en étant décalées.
Here, I can see that your braces have the same pattern as your pocket square.
C'est vrai. Vous êtes un tourbillon, merci Nick.
You are a tourbillon yourself. Thank you, Nick.
Bravo à Nick Fultz.
But we've got to talk about what you're wearing now.
No, it's a little, je ne sais quoi, it's a Philippe Dufour qui m'a offert. It's a Philippe Dufour suite.
No, but I remember I wrote about your penchant for having the collar over the lapel. Which collar is it?
No, I like to rend service. It's a sinistre blue. It's a sad blue. It's a vraiment.
No, it's fantastic.
No, it's a vintage. It's a décrochez-moi ça. Thank you, Président Luz. Voici, merci, Président. La famille Dufour est la magnifique.
Thank you very much.
Mais je voudrais voir les montres nommées dans.
Now, I'd like to see the watches that were nominated.
Les montres dans la catégorie tourbillon, s'il vous plaît.
In the tourbillon category, could we see the watches, please?
Andersen, ultra fine tourbillon gold. BOVET 1822, Virtuoso 11. Bulgarie, Octorama Striking Papillon Tourbillon. HYT, Chronicle Tourbillon Infinity Saphir. Laurent Ferrier, Grand Sport Tourbillon Poursuite. Parmigiani Fleurier, Tonda Flying Tourbillon.
Pour remettre le prix, voici Eva Leuber et Henri Chen.
And we have Eva Leuber and Henry Chen to award the prize.
Ni hao. Thanks to the foundation for the invitation. I flew all the way from Taipei, Taiwan for this important event. Excuse me. Excuse me, I need to add something. I need to add China after the Taiwan part. So I flew all the way from Taipei, Taiwan, China for this important event. It's especially international stage. I should be politically correct. Eva, am I correct? Just say yes. To get me out of this awkward moment. So I'll let Eva present the important Tourbillon Award for this year's award. Please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to the foundation to recruit me to be on the jury. We had a top time together. And I shall now proceed to open this envelope.
Yes.
And I'm very pleased to present the prize for the tourbillon category, and the winner is Laurent Ferrier.
C'est Laurent Ferrier qui est le fondateur de Laurent Ferrier.
The founder of Laurent Ferrier is Laurent Ferrier, and he's coming forward.
Le nouveau Grand Sport Tourbillon au design
The
contemporain
new Grand Sport Tourbillon picks up the color of the dawn at sunrise during the 24-hour Le Mans. You turn the watch around and you can see the back in titanium, and you can see the ingenious movement with a double spiral tourbillon. Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much. I'd like to thank the organizers of this event who do fantastic work for the promotion of brands such as ours and all of the other competitors. My thanks to the Academy and to the jury and the president of the jury, Nick Fultz. I think it was probably extremely difficult to make a selection because all of these timepieces were extremely interesting, and I'm thinking of all those who were not chosen or not selected today. My thoughts are with them as well. I'm not going to tell you about our timepiece, but who have assembled it, built it, crafted it, and our suppliers who do excellent work, magnificent work, and we're very demanding, I have to say. So my thanks to everyone. And a good evening, and bravo to everyone.
Allez, bravo pour votre talent et votre élégance. Filez vous faire interviewer. Merci, madame.
Thank you for your elegance. Thank you for your speech.
Belle entente, ces deux-là. Voici le prix de. Alors, le prix
How well
de
they got on
l'horloge
with
mécanique.
each other,
C'est donc
those
un
two.
objet, hein, c'est une pendule ou une pendulette qu'on peut donc
We
poser
move
sur
on
une table.
to
Sur le
the
dos d'un
13th
ami
award,
d'équerre.
the prix de l'horloge
Voici
mécanique.
les pendules et non pas les montres choisies,
The mechanical
déjà présélectionnées dans cette catégorie.
prize. These are the nominated
Alain Zilberstein, Travel Alarm Clock. L'épée 1839, Time Fast 2, Chrome. Maison Alcé, Percé Azur. Matthew Norman, Diaphane. The Unnamed Society, Champion Macassar. Van Cleef & Arpels, Éveil du cyclamen automaton.
C'est pas à l'échelle parce que je sais que la voiture se conduit. Voici pour remettre le prix Francis Goutel et
the,
Francky Gérard.
That car can actually be driven. Now, to award the prizes, I would call on Francis Coutin and Frankie Girard to come down to the stage.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Nous avons eu le
Good evening, everybody. This year we had the privilege of being selected to be part of the Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie this year, both of us. It was a great honor, and we were confronted with an absolutely exceptional selection.
Et le prix de l'horloge mécanique 2023
and the winner of the Prix de l'Horloge Mécanique 2023 is awarded to l'Épée 1839, time fast to Chrome. We would ask Arnaud Nicolas, CEO of l'Épée 1839, to join us on the stage. The Time Fast 2 is fitted with independent movements. The first one is to display the time, and the second to drive the motor thanks to an automatic device that activates the 8 pistons in a V shape. If the key on the dashboard is turned, the motor starts and takes you on a journey through time.
Bonsoir à tous.
Good evening, everybody.
Wow. Que de chemin parcouru.
Well, what a long way we've come.
Mais là, je parle pas que de l'épée.
But right now, I'm not just talking about the l'épée and myself, but about the clocks in general. Back in 2009, when I went to see our retailers and partners, when I uttered the word clock, people hung up the phone or disappeared. And yet, I think that large volume watchmaking in the form of clocks really has a bright future. L'Épée is a small company with about 70 employees. We have always invested all our resources and means in our production tool, and in the production of calibers. We have 52 mechanical calibers which we've developed currently. We did not have enough money to invest in communication, and so it was in 2014, thanks to Maximilian Busser from MBNF, and thanks to his communicative powers, that clocks really began to become well known and discovered by the world and well known in the world of watchmaking. Max Busser, very much indeed. I'd like to thank our teams. I'm very good at asking them to take up crazy challenges. I'm rather prolific in that regard, and they are always there to take up those challenges. But what is certain is that without them, I would not be here standing in front of you this evening. I'd also like to thank our partners, our retailers, and collectors. It's thanks to them that we've been able to continue to manufacture clocks which are ever crazier. Thank you.
Si vous recevez un prix comme on approche de la fin, essayez de dire un peu de mal quand même.
It's sometimes it's quite an ordeal to receive a prize, isn't it? We now move on to the Prix du meilleur jeune élève, in French, the prize for the best young student or best young pupil. It is our State Councillor, Delphine Bachmann, who will award this prize to the best student in the last year, in the final year of the watchmaking school. It looks like it's Christmas already, the way that's packed up, the way that's wrapped up. No, but I'm sure the heart is beating.
Je vais pas vous rater.
I'll get my own back.
À ce stade, je vais passer les salutations
protocolaires.
Et je crois que je me
I will omit the protocolory greetings, and I would like to express the great pleasure it is for me to be with you this evening for this, the 23rd edition of the GPHG. the president of the GPHG would like to compare this event with the Oscars. One might even think we're in Cannes with our Master of Ceremonies, and also thanks to the presence of our compere, Edouard Baird. You know, we have to speed up a little bit. Well, it's not me who's making these long speeches when they receive the prizes. It's not me. You said something which marked me. You said the world of women is the past. No, that was taken out of context. It was the separated world of men and women. You took my remark out of context. Now my communication team is going to be getting uptight because they're going to think I'm off script. What I can tell you is that I've seen a number of prize winners, and I think that the world of the future is the women's world, a world for women. So I'm delighted to see more and more women among the prize winners at this event. And elsewhere, if women have managed to make their mark in politics, they will also do the same thing in watchmaking. Now, of course, watchmaking arouses fascination for the work which has been done. As the Minister of Labour and Employment for this canton, I'm pleased to be able to award this, to present this award. Watchmaking is an art which calls for unparalleled precision and enthusiasm and dedication. We have a young student who embodies the promise of a brilliant future for watchmaking. Now, of course, it's not easy to succeed in watchmaking. You need patience, determination, and meticulousness in watchmaking. These are qualities which our award winner possesses. He or she is an example to us and shows the importance of vocational and professional training. It's our duty to celebrate young talents like him if fine watchmaking is to continue to make us marvel for many years to come. Before opening the envelope, I would like to thank the President and the teams of the Fondation de Haute Horlogerie and all the teams for the work they've done in recent years. Thanks to them, the GPHG is not only an event which brings together a lot of people in the industry, but it's also a showcase for our industry. We are proud of you. You represent Geneva, and we are proud of it. Thank you. We'll now open the envelope. You haven't made any comments, Edouard Baird. I've reduced you to silence. That would be a premiere. That would be a first. I'm watching you tenderly. It's not yet Easter. The prize for the best young student in Geneva for 2023 is awarded to Killian Douglas. Congratulations.
La meilleure note, hein, c'est ça de fin de première année, c'est vous qui l'avez.
Exactement.
It's you who got the best marks at the in the final year of the watchmaking school. Best wishes and for the future, your future career, and congratulations.
Bonsoir mesdames, bonsoir messieurs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If I'd been told 1 year ago that I would have the honor of standing in front of you this year to receive this prix du meilleur jeune élève, I would have laughed that person in their face because I would have told them that I was much more at ease dismantling a watch than in speaking in front of you. It's also an ordeal to be here. I'm very proud, but
de me spécialiser alors que je souhaitais depuis longtemps intégrer cette école.
My
Les aiguilles de leur cadran se sont
parents
emballées, mais ils ont
were not necessarily in
accepter
agreement
mon
with my
choix.
decision to
Et ce soir, c'est l'occasion pour moi
go into the
de les
watchmaking
remercier.
school, but in the
Je
end they
pense qu'ils sont
accepted
fiers de
my
moi,
choice,
enfin,
and
je l'espère.
I thank them for that. I
Et
think
je
they're proud of me,
tiens à
at least I
remercier
hope they are.
et à exprimer toute ma
I would
gratitude à
like
mes
to
professeurs,
thank and
Monsieur
express
Konstantin
my
et Monsieur
gratitude to
Presuzio,
Mr.
qui ont réussi à
Konstantin and Mr.
m'enseigner les
Presuzio,
subtilités de
my
l'horlogerie
teachers,
et
who
qui
taught me
m'ont
to
transmis leur passion.
love the
C'est
subtleties
grâce à eux
of
que je suis là
watchmaking
ce
and
soir.
who
Ils ont remis les
transmitted their
pendules de ma vie à
passion to
l'heure
me.
en me permettant de m'épanouir dans cet
They
apprentissage.
have set my own
Merci à tous.
internal clock to
Et
time
au fait,
by
Andreas,
enabling
comme
me
gardien
to
du temps,
blossom
j'aimerais être arrivé en
in
retard.
this industry, in this profession rather.
C'est quoi la meilleure note
And,
alors?
I don't want to take up too much time. So the average is 5.7. The best mark was 5.7 out of 6. That's the Swiss marking system. 5.7 out of 6.
Pas 6.
Not 6. 5.7.
Non, parce qu'en patinage artistique, on serait même pas.
Well, in artistic, in figure skating, that would be different. 5.7 out of 6. Well, in France, it's out of 20. Well, this would require a few calculations to convert it to the French system. If you multiply 5.7 by 3, 33. That would be 18. In France, it would be 18.9 out of 20. Not 20, but 18.9 out of 20. Well, if I'd come home with an 18.9 out of 20, I'm sure my parents would have been pleased. They were almost cutting their veins if I didn't get 20 out of 20.
Fait chier, il y a des parents qui sont là.
Well, there's
C'est
some,
noté sur 20. Peut peut-être avoir 20 quand même.
some parents are sitting there wondering why I didn't get 20 out of 20.
Mon père bourret m'aurait laté la tronche.
If I only got 18 out of 20 when I was a student, I got to kick up the backside.
Tu fais assez d'ennemis en une soirée. Tu fais plus d'ennemis en une soirée que d'amis dans toute une vie.
Well, in an evening like this, I make more enemies than I do friends in a whole lifetime.
Audemars Piguet, code 1159, Star Wheel. De Béthune, Starisses. Ferdinand Berthoud, chronomètre FB 3SPC. Parmigiani Fleurier, Tonda micro-rotor. Simon Brett, chronomètre artisan. Rekchepi, minute inerte.
Alors, il y a une petite particularité cette année, accrochez-vous.
Now, this is the Prix de la Révélation horlogère, the watchmaking revelation. This year, 2 watches have been awarded in this category, but in accordance with the rules, one will be awarded the prize for chronometry, and the other for the Grand Prix de l'Aiguille d'Or. So, I don't know whether you've understood that. I haven't, says Edouard. I'd like to call on Daniela Dufour and Pietro Tomajer to present the prize.
Buonasera a tutte e a tutti.
Good evening, everybody.
Masugmina, Bambangore, Binanga Bafam. Authorities, presidents, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Such a pleasure to be here tonight. Je vais continuer en français. J'aimerais d'abord
continue in French. First of all, I would like to thank all the actors involved in the GPHG for having organized this evening perfectly, as they do each and every year. I would also like to thank all the people present in this theatre, be it the CEOs or craftsmen and women or watchmakers, because without dedicated work, we would not all be here this evening. Please give them a round of applause. I will now open the envelope and reveal the prize for the watchmaking revelation of the year, this year. Well, Dad, if your tie isn't tied properly, we'll fix that tomorrow in the workshop. The winner of this prize this year is Simon Dret for the chronomètre artisan. For the chronomètre artisan, Simon Dret.
Le jury remet le prix de la révélation horlogère car il a souhaité récompenser cette montre comme une découverte horlogère. Le jury a
The
été
jury is
impressionné par
awarding
l'architecture
the
de la montre,
watch revelation because it wanted to award this watch as a watchmaking discovery. The jury was impressed by the watch's architecture, feats with perfect finishes both on the front and on the back.
Beaucoup
Good
d'émotions.
evening, everybody. I'm feeling a lot of emotion as I stand before you. I would like to thank all the members of the jury and of the Academy as well.
Juste un mot, c'est ce prix qui
Just a few words.
à tous les artisans.
This prize has been earned by rights by all the artisans and craftspeople who wanted to work with me, who were willing to work with me, and who helped me to make this watch. I'd like to mention in particular Yasmina Anti. Yasmina.
Donc l'histoire, elle commence il y a 2 ans et demi.
The story started 2.5 years ago with the birth of my daughter, and on that occasion I decided to design the watch of my dreams. Shortly afterwards I met my friend Christian, a collector friend who helped me and gave me this idea of a subscription. So a big thank you to him. Then it was, so we had this group of subscribers of 12 people at the beginning of 2022. They got together to give me the opportunity to start out on my dream.
Une fois, finalement, j'ai cette idée de me dire.
So once I had this idea of knowing how one can showcase exceptional craftsmanship that we have in Switzerland and also in France, I turn now to these fabulous artisans who helped me to make this sublime piece. So, two of my friends have joined me and placed their trust in me. Thank you for all your work and thank you for the energy you've invested in our brand. In August of this year, we delivered the 12 pieces which have been subscribed to. I would like to thank all the subscribers to those pieces. On a more personal note, today is an important day for me, not just because of winning this award, but also because it marks the 10th anniversary with my 10th anniversary with my companion, and I would like to say that without you, it would not have been possible. Where is your partner? Bravo, bravo.
Merci à tous et bonne soirée.
Bravo, merci, le bonheur des beaux.
Thank you, and have a good evening, everybody.
Et voici maintenant le prix de la chronométrie qui va être.
We now move on to the chronometry prize, which is going to be awarded by Vianney Halter.
Non, pas alerte. C'est là.
La consigne, c'était de tenir le rythme. J'essaie.
The instructions were to keep pace up.
Bonsoir, le monde horloger à travers notre belle planète.
Now,
pourvu que ça dure encore.
We hope that this will last a very long time with many people with passion to follow what we're doing. I'm very proud this evening to announce who will win in the category chronometry. This is very close to my heart because my passion has always been to attempt to produce timepieces that were not just aesthetic and not just impressive, but also accurate. And for this year, the winner of this category well, a number of people waiting to hear this. It's Ferdinand Berthoud, the winner.
qui est de retour sur cette scène.
And so he is coming back after so much success to receive his prize.
Le jury attribue dans la catégorie homme le prix de la chronométrie à cette Ferdinand Berthoud perpétuant la quête de la précision absolue.
This is the jury has attributed the chronometry, the prize for chronometry to this Ferdinand Berthoud, perpetuating the quest for absolute precision. Spiral setting element. It is an officially certified chronometer.
Of the Academy, dear presidents, pour quelqu'un qui est souvent pas à l'heure.
Now, for someone who is often not on time, it's incredible and fantastic to receive a prize like this. Chronometry is at the very heart, at the very center of the exceptional work that Ferdinand Berthoud has made in everything that he has written. And of course, one might ask today, is it current to try to chase after thousandths or hundredths of seconds in a mechanical timepiece? But it's a fantastic challenge, especially when we're talking about a spiral, a cylindrical spiral, which would usually be associated with a tourbillon to guarantee the level of accuracy. And extreme precision. So after long discussions, we decided to create a Berthoud that was a little simpler, in other words, without a tourbillon. But it turned out that after 3 years of research and development, it was just as complicated as the Berthoud that were produced earlier. We relaunched Berthoud not even a little bit less than 10 years ago, and we have an impressive small collection. And those, and I have to warmly thank the growing Berthoud team, but also the Chopard team that supports us enormously, and they are our suppliers for the case, for example, but also my family, because my family has been with me, has supported me in this wish to relaunch this very famous name, and in particular my spouse, Christine.
I know time is running out, so I really wanted to thank you all again for allowing me to be here. And it is only more of a challenge to be back, but also a passion, a true passion of mine to continuously develop watches and horlogerie in general. And I think it's great to see that there are people coming up, because that's what it's all about training young people and making them believe in this age-old horlogerie, which is assembling so many people. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Merci, bravo. La presse.
Thank you. The press is waiting for you down there. Now, we're on the home stretch here. We have the mechanical exception category.
Ultra complication universelle. Czapek, place Vendôme complicité. Hautlence, sphère série 1. Jacobenko, astronomia révolution. Louis Vuitton, tambour opéra automata. Rodis Silva, RS 23.
Alors, à nouveau, accrochez-vous.
Well, once again, listen, things have been simplified. We have 2 watches that are rewarded. One is going to receive the Innovation Prize, and the other one, at the end, will have the Aiguille d'Or. Suspense will be very difficult. But first of all, Dominique Reynaud and Julien Montavon.
Bonsoir à tous. Avec Dominique Reynaud, on est
Good evening. Dominique Reynaud and I are honored to present this prize, the Innovation Prize. I'll let you open the envelope. I just wanted to say that I'm extremely proud because this is such an important prize. So I'm going to open this envelope. And the prize for the Innovation 2023 goes to Hautlence. Hautlence, Samuel Hoffman will come forward. Please step forward.
Hautlence propose une manière inédite d'afficher le temps. Après l'heure
This is an extraordinary way.
traînante sur une chaîne, voici l'heure sautante qui virevolte sur une sphère tridimensionnelle. La sphère série 1 mérite ainsi le prix de l'innovation.
Wow, quel honneur. Bonsoir à tous. Je voudrais
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to begin by thanking all those who have been involved in this event, the Academy, of course, and the jury.
I hope you don't mind that I continue in English. It's a little easier for me. It's an absolute pleasure and honor for me to stand here and accept this award on behalf of our brand, a brand that's been around for 19 years, forging its own path, while at the same time paying homage to Swiss watchmaking. The past 2 years very much represent a new chapter in our brand, a chapter that we can only thank the family Mellon for, as they continue to support our creative, sometimes crazy ideas. And yeah, it's very much thanks to them that we are able to continue to build up on a legacy that has been worked on for almost 20 years. And we have a very emblematic case shape along with a very crazy approach to time telling, which we can see in this Sphere Series 1, which has a retrograde minutes and a jumping hours on a rotating sphere. And this very much represents everything that Hautlence stands for. It's creating something very unique while at the same time creating something that we usually see in our dreams. But to make this dream a reality, we have dozens of partners and dozens of team members throughout the world, throughout Switzerland. And I'd like to thank each and every one of them, because without them, this wouldn't be possible. This is truly an award for them. And at the same time, I'd like to thank again the GPHG for giving us this wonderful platform where we're able to discover the beauty of our industry. And all I can say is, wow, this is a beautiful start to our 20th anniversary. And I look forward to surprising you with other surprises along the way. Thank you very much.
Bravo, merci.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Voilà, plus que 2 prix avant l'Aiguille d'Or.
Well, we have 2 more prizes to award before the Aiguille d'Or. But first of all, the prize for audacity. All I can say is wow. And we have here Quentin Épinay, who's the founder of Maison ALC.
En ce moment, dans votre région, à vendre, à louer des propriétés d'exception. Saurez-vous les reconnaître? Salut à toi.
Quelle audace, cet Édouard.
Vous avez minci depuis l'année
What audacity. You've lost weight since last year.
Je suis d'accord, et moi je trouve que c'est un parfait exemple de complication masculine.
Fantastic example of men's complication. Thank you for welcoming me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Mesdames et messieurs les élus, Madame la directrice et Monsieur le Président de la Fondation.
Director President of the Foundation of the GPHG, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, after so much which has been acknowledged by the jury and the politicians who preceded me here. After all these speeches, the small hands and the big hands are turning, and I shall be brief. Each year in a evolving area, GPHG is like a beating heart, which beats faster, and mine is beating faster until until the final prize. And it radiates out all over the world, and it's the master watchmakers, their knowledge, their innovation, or the combination of all of these things. I'd like to pay a special tribute to you. Bravo, congratulations, and thank you for your work. So I'll catch my breath. This heart is also ours. My foundation, which supports the GPHG since the very beginning, winking to Focard de l'Entrèche, we have this has the form. This takes the form of a magnificent house, immaterial as is talent and work or audacity, boldness. This is one of the most fantastic honors for me to discover with you. I tried to be brief. The winner of the Audacity Prize, and the winner is the Maison ALCHEMISTS Percé Azur. Congratulations. Please come forward. Benoît Alcé and Benoît Montfort. The concept of this clock, which is actually bought in its broken down in its components, is that everyone becomes a watchmaker because they build this watch thanks to the 233 components that are in a wooden box. A manual with instructions and the anecdotes of the history of watchmaking accompany step by step the future owners of this watch. If I may, before I give the floor to Alcé, I'd just like to offer a few words. Well, a few words to you, Alcé. You're my associate, but you are, above all, my spouse. You are my wife. And I think that we can be extremely proud tonight, but I'm especially proud of you because this prize rewards your character, your vision since the very beginning of this project, and your audacity. We only very rarely have a possibility of saying such things in public, but I'm going to do it. And bravo, and I love you. Well, I didn't actually expect that. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect the speech. Yes, but you love him too. Well, yes. My thanks to the members of the jury and the members of the Academy for this honor. The Maison Alcé is a very personal story that began 25 years ago. It was small, and when I was very small, I had a dream, and I did not forget that dream, and I decided to invent, develop, build, but especially be available for the watchmakers. I have worked for excellent houses, the House of Hermès in Cartier, and where the mechanics of watchmaking are commanded by the heart and the soul. I discovered with watchmakers what their raison d'être was, the need to connect to what is real through work and through this culture and this pride. Once the of passion that we must transmit. My goal became clear but remained very bold, to allow anyone who's curious to discover how beautiful watchmaking is if they assemble themselves their own clock. So a few years ago, my husband and I a professor of watchmaker, professor in watchmaking, and we developed our own movement so that it could be used by anyone who was interested in it. And the result of this is a box, a wooden box with 233 components, all of the tools that are necessary. Some of them were specially developed to make it easier for a neophyte to work, that goes along with this, so that the people can, who are assembling the watch, can begin to measure time and at least understand time. Collectors who are, or maybe neophytes, everyone can become can have this pride of creating with their own hands a clock.
Bravo, madame, monsieur.
Thank you very much. Bravo.
Bravo, c'est magnifique. C'est fou ces petits remerciements.
It's incredible. Right here, thank you. But in many cases, there were many thanks that were ready, but I still have them in my pocket, and I'll have to share them with you a little bit later. Now, we have the special prize of the jury.
Du monde de l'horlogerie, c'est un prix si important que nous avons osé demander au président du jury, le grand, the giant, one of the last
why we dared to ask the president of the jury, the one and only Nick Fuchs, president of the jury, to come and award this prize.
Thanks.
Well, here we are. What an evening. What an evening. We've had a lot. Some of it good, some of it excellent. And my favorite, actually, was I've got a speech in French here, but that's not written by me. No, the best one was he not the Minister for Travail, from speaking live from his office in wherever it was. No, but he was fantastic, because that was just such a mindfuck, that one, where the people were kind of on the screen, on the ground. Anyway, but he said something that wearing, unless I misunderstood it horribly, that wearing a Swiss watch was a tapis rouge, internationalement tapis or whatever. But anyway, I mean, I sort of think what he was trying to get at was that they're jolly good things and that they get you into kind of top nightclubs or something like that. I mean, that guy, brilliant. Nothing like as dull as me. Anyway, to business. There is an old saying about young people. You like that balance, that old saying, young people? You should hire them quickly while they still know everything. There's a lot of noise about watchmakers who are now barely out of watchmaking school, creating three-hand watches for which there are 3-year waiting lists. One could be forgiven for thinking that there's something new about soi-disant independent watchmaking. Well, I've got news for you. It's not new at all. It may surprise some of the younger members of the audience this evening to know that not only people old enough to be your parents, but also your grandparents are proud to count themselves as independent watchmakers. And this evening, as president of the jury, I have the pleasure and the privilege of honoring 2 such individuals with the special jury prize. It's a discretionary prize. We don't need to award it, but we felt compelled to this year. In 1985, they created an organization to promote watchmaking art as practiced by individuals whose skill and ingenuity was matched only by their passion and their creativity. Almost 40 years later, the Académie Horlogère des Créateurs Indépendants is still going strong, as are its founders, Sven Andersen and Vincent Calabrese, whom I now call to the stage to receive this award for their unique, lifelong contribution to watchmaking.
Andersen et Vincent Calabrese, qui sont les fondateurs de l'Académie horlogère des créateurs indépendants.
So he's referring to the winners of this special prize of the jury. It's been awarded to Vincent Calabrese and Sven Andersen, the founders of the Watchmaking Academy of Independent Creators.
And you got the prize as well. You share it 6 months each, I think.
Bon, Ça fait quelques années que je me disais quand est-ce que ça arrivait, c'est arrivé, je vous remercie à tous.
Well, for a few years now, I've been saying to myself, one year, I'm going to win this prize, and it's happened.
On va se séparer en deux, puisqu'on a deux personnes qu'on est ensemble depuis quelques années.
Well,
je vais vous raconter, moi, pourquoi l'Académie est née.
I would like to say a few words about why the Academy was formed back in 1977 when I made my first watch, which was fairly successful because it did win a gold medal. I nevertheless had to share my patent with Mark. And it took me years to win a silver prize, and I said to myself, it's quite difficult to be an independent watchmaker. And we thought it would be a good idea to create the Academy in order to enlighten the artisans, all the diligent artisans who never win a prize and only just earn enough money to pay their bills at the end of the month. That's why we founded the Academy. So I contacted my friend and colleague Sven Andersen, because I'm not Swiss, I'm Italian, even though I've been in Switzerland for 65 years. But people all over the world admire this watchmaking profession, which is by no means easy. And often you have to really imagine what's happening in people's minds. Now I'll give the floor to my friend and colleague Sven Andersen.
Alors, merci beaucoup. Je vous salue.
Thank you very much. I'd like to greet you all. And I would also like to thank the Grand Prix de l'Horlogerie de Genève and the Foundation and the jury for having had a thought for independent creators. So we co-founded the Watchmaking Academy of Independent Creators, as has just been said. It was back in 1985 when the watchmaking industry in Switzerland and even in general was beginning to pick up after the crisis of the 1970s. And we, independent creators, decided that we had to reserve our own place in this new watchmaking world. And what better than to get together to do this? That's why we decided to create an association of independent watchmakers, but at the international level. It was international. In those days, back in 1985, you had to contact people by post, by writing them postal letters, which were sent by post. In 1985, not many people used fax, let alone WhatsApp. So this is to pay tribute to my wife, Hélène. She is a trilingual secretary, and she used all our communication know-how to be the secretary of our association for the first 18 years. And now, to give you an idea of where the success of the Academy comes from. Well, it comes from the members of the Academy. Currently, we have 35 members, and 5 active members, and
et 5 candidats. On les appelle des candidats. Excusez-moi.
And 5 candidates, in fact, 5 candidates. But the numbers change every day.
Et puis,
says Vincent.
Et 12 nationalités.
And 12 nationalities are represented in our association. Nationalities, different nationalities also mean different cultures, of course. And this diversity enables collectors from all over the world to find the person, the expert, who is capable of making their watchmaking dream, their craziest watchmaking dream, come true. So it's on behalf, it's also on behalf of our friends and colleagues, the collectors, that we are receiving this prestigious award. It's a great encouragement for us, and it's a sign that our Watchmaking Academy of Independent Creators is still there to make your watchmaking dreams come true. Standing ovation, everyone is standing up for you. Standing ovation. It's the first time in many years that we've seen that. A standing ovation. I'm very moved because I think that the Academy really has made a big contribution to watchmaking. For 2 centuries, we had never seen such a big explosion as in the 35 years that we've been in existence. In these 35 years, we have changed the whole face of watchmaking. Previously, it was always dials. And the dial masks, conceals the work of watchmaking. We don't need to have dials to conceal the watch movements. And I think that now there are many artisans who come out to the Academy every year, and I cannot hope for a better gift than that. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations, sir. Cut that arm in two. Please go and have an interview with the journalists. Thank you, Nick Fultz. It's over there, it's over there. The journalists are over there. It's where the photographers are. And the strong drinks.
Le prix ultime, c'est vraiment le prix
move on now
final,
to the
enfin, il y a plein de synonymes.
final prize, the very last prize. Now, according to what I've been told, people who receive this prize, it's a bit like receiving grace.
Costa qui est accompagné par Guy Hirschberger. Merci madame, merci monsieur.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for your performance.
Voici donc maintenant le Grand Prix de l'Aiguille d'Or qui récompense la montre de l'année, toutes catégories confondues.
To the Grand Prix de l'Aiguille d'Or for all the categories taken together.
En 2022, c'était Maximilian Busser qui est là.
Tradition has it that this prize is always awarded by the person or company that won it last year. And that was Maximilian Busser from MBNF, who won it last year, so he will be our presenter of the award this year. I would now like to call on the Vieux Grenadiers, the old grenadiers of Geneva, to come onto the stage.
Comment ça s'est passé depuis? C'était magnifique.
Alors, on est assez triste de voir l'Aiguille d'Or partir.
Non, parce qu'il y en a, vous gardez la vôtre, c'est pas celle-là que vous donnez.
Oui, mais il y a un petit côté bénéfique. Parce que ça fait 365 jours que toute mon équipe danse comme Sofiane. Et moi, il est peut-être temps qu'on commence à bosser de nouveau. Donc,
my team has been dancing like Sofiane, and maybe now we will have to get down to work. The winner of the Prix de l'Aiguille d'Or 2023
Audemars Piguet
goes to Audemars Piguet.
Code 1159, ultra complication.
Goes to Audemars Piguet for the code 11.59 by Audemars Piguet, ultra complication universelle. This creation concentrates all the manufacturer's know-how into a single automatic movement comprising more than 1,000 components, a genuine ode to the watchmaking tradition and genius. This movement totals 40 functions, including 23 complications, including a grande sonnerie, super sonnerie, a minute repeater, a perpetual calendar, a split seconds flyback chronograph, and a flying tourbillon. It was impossible for the jury not to offer the grail of awards for the most complicated watch ever produced by the Audemars Piguet Maison.
Merci, bonsoir à toutes et à tous.
Thank you very much indeed. Good evening, everyone. This is a little special, I must say.
Dans 6 semaines, j'arrête.
I'm
et de finir
retiring in 6 weeks' time, and to end on this note.
Dis une connerie. Dis une connerie.
Je ne saurais pas faire.
Bon, allez.
J'ai
pas envie de vous parler d'horloger, j'ai envie de vous parler de.
Well, I don't want to talk to you about watchmaking. I would like to talk to you about human genius, which of course means developers, designers, engineers, people who work every day, but also people who work in finance, marketing, and who do the cleaning, and the IT people. Now, when I would like to think of all these people who no one ever talks about. They're a treasure for, not just for Audemars Piguet, not just for AP, but also for watchmaking. I'm not a watchmaker. I would be incapable of putting a movement in place. The first time I was in front of a workbench, I was asked to put the hands on a dial, but I was kicked out in 5 minutes because or not a single hour marker, rather, not a single hour marker remained stuck to the dial. And everyone realized that straight away. But ever since then, I've been a great defender and a proponent of all our suppliers and all the people I've just mentioned who really help us a lot. On many occasions, you save our lives, and we don't give you enough credit because not so long ago you saved us from a very difficult situation. So I'd like to thank all the suppliers to the Swiss watchmaking industry. Thank you.
Je fais un petit clin d'œil.
I would like to acknowledge someone whom I like a lot and for whom I also have a lot of respect. I would like to share a secret with you. I discovered recently that I could have described this person as the mother of my work. That's Jasmine Audemars. I think she's also retiring, I believe, and it's great after 29 years of work. I'd also like to talk about the succession, my successor.
Ilaria, t'es où? Elle est où?
Ilaria, where are you? Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Je vous raconte. Donc, Ilaria Resta,
who does not come from a watchmaking background and who came to AP in August this year. Everyone knows that I say what I want when I want. I'm not going to tell you silly things. But all too often people judge you in this world, whether you're black or white or blue or red. And sometimes you can utter things, do things which are abominable. I recently met an extraordinary person who familiarized herself. The person familiarized themselves very quickly with a world they didn't know at all. What I would like to say to you is that you have joined a monumental team. I really wish you all the best for the future because you are a top person. I would like you to be my little sister. I hope we will remain in touch. You really are top. And I wish you many fine years at Audemars Piguet. I wish you all the best in the world.
Et je finirai. Il faut que je lui fasse à lui. Rapproche-toi, s'il te plaît. N'aie pas peur.
Edouard, come closer. Don't be scared.
Il y a quand même un truc qui est incroyable.
There's one incredible thing.
Moi, j'aimerais qu'on le remercie de manière absolument extraordinaire.
I would like to thank him extraordinarily because how many years have you been entertaining us now? 30 years. And every year I say to myself, I have to do something special. Something physical, says Edward.
Je vais te montrer mon amour.
Well, this evening I'm going to show you my love.
Edouard Baird.
Edouard Baird.
Edouard. Bravo à François. Emmenez cet homme. Emmenez cet homme. Merci François. Bravo. Merci Mignon, François.
Lead this man away, says Edward.
Voilà, c'est fini. Je préfère arrêter là.
It's finished. I think we'll leave it there. I think we'll leave it there.
Merci. C'était la 23e
Thank you, everyone. That was the 23rd ceremony. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the artists.
Venez saluer mes amis. Ce sont mes amis. Voici Raja. Voici.
And they're all our friends, our Holgur dancers.
Bravo à vous.
Marie-Jo and all her colleagues. And there was also Sofiane, who was there until a moment ago. Sofiane.
Bravo ici à Jean Dacosta et Guy Hirschberger. Venez, venez saluer, merci beaucoup.
And our musicians, our guitarist and our soprano.
Venez tous nous rejoindre, je vais demander à tous ceux qui ont reçu un prix de nos
Garance, our DJ, Garance, our DJ. All those of you who have contributed to this evening, please come and join us on the stage. Thank you, Claude, from the Théâtre du Léman. And thanks also to the creators,